My name is Edward, and being an inmate for 54 years, I was what they call a number man who is virtually buried in the system without any regard for the truth. I was only to be 18 years of age when my freedom was robbed from me. No family to come for my support, no money to hire a lawyer and prove my innocence, and no voice that could impress a judge who already had a perception that I was guilty. I was once arrested for robbery unbeknown to me. They said I was doing exactly what was said about me in the reports. That was all it took. In that crusade, I was an 18-year-old boy pleading with them the best I could to believe me. When I spoke to them, I informed them of the facts, but they did not wish to listen to me. But they gave me life in prison instead. Can you imagine? When I reached 18, my whole life was taken from me. In one cell, I left all that I ever dreamt of a lifetime and more. No one visited me, no one called. People even stopped recalling that I was ever in this world. The dull walls and bars were the first thing I saw every morning for the next 54 years of my life. I missed everything, falling in love, starting a family, seeing the world. I had no more hope, I had no plan. But even in that darkness, I held on to one thing, my faith. I prayed, I asked God why, I begged Him for strength, and throughout all those years, through every dark time, I did not know how I would ever get through this abject and devastating loneliness. I sensed presence with me. But that was not the only thing that sustained my prayers to keep me alive and breathing. I sang to Him. I sang so as to be sure I was a human being who has value in this world, despite how things were treating me. That tiny cell was where my audience was, and over time, music was what saved my life. I didn't have instruments. I didn't have lessons. All I carried was my voice and my faith. And each time I sang, I was healing a part of myself that should have been dead long ago. Then, 3 years ago, my miracle happened to me. A young lawyer adopted my case, and for 54 years, the actual picture started to surface. I was innocent. What do you think it would be like to hear those words after 50 years? I left that place with no dollar in my pocket and no clothes on my back, but I still had my faith. In spite of all that, I wanted to think that God did have a plan for me. And tonight I know that I have a purpose for my life, which is to keep that spleen alive. I'm here to tell you this, thus no matter how life turns black and ruthless, no matter how many things are stripped off you, there is always Him. Believe it or not, faith and music are what helped me. And if they can save a man in jail for 54 years, they can save anybody. Tonight I'm not singing for my own sake, I am singing for every human being who has ever felt left out, for everyone who's lost hope, and for the God who always had my back. Thank you for listening. The song that saved my life for all those years, and tonight I perform it for Him.
I was just a boy, thrown in a cell for someone else's dream. They said I was guilty, but they didn't see. The truth was buried, but it lived in me. No family to fight, no one by my side, just cold empty nights where my tears would hide. I prayed to the heavens, God, where are you now? But even in silence I felt Him somehow. The walls couldn't hold me, the bars couldn't break. So that was better, but still wide awake. I sang through the darkness, I clung to the light, a song for the lost in the dead of the night. 54 years, a lifetime erased, dreams turned to shadows I could never chase. Love, life, and laughter, they all slipped away, but my heart kept beating, kept singing each day. The melody soared where my body could not. Each note was a lifeline for the battles I fought. And though they forgot me, He never let go. His love was the fire and the cold as the snow. The walls couldn't hold me, the bars couldn't break. So that was better, but still wide awake. I sang through the darkness, I clung to the light, a song for the lost in the dead of the night. Now I'm standing here with the weight of it all, but I'm no longer bound by those iron walls. The world tried to end me, but it only made me strong. sing the truth in my song. The walls couldn't hold me, the bars couldn't break. A soul that was battered, but still wide awake. I sang through the darkness, I clung to the light. A song for the lost in the dead of the night. For the forgotten, for those left behind. For the dreams they crushed, I couldn't confide. I stand here singing, my heart open wide. For the God who held me through the tide. The walls couldn't hold me. The walls couldn't hold me.